Okay, let's call this meeting the Haysville Planning Commission to order. First item of business is a roll call.
Welch,
Present.
Meyer, Coleman,
Here.
Randall,
Here.
Asia,
Here.
Wellington,
Here.
Chatwell, Green, Holub, Burden,
You.
Stock.
Next item of business is the approval of minutes, February 28, 2019.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
I have a motion and second to approve the minutes as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Under new business, we have zoning case number ZON-01, 2019. Zone change request from AAA Single Family to F Light Industrial for property at 7600 South Broadway. Rose, you want to present that?
Good evening, Planning Commission members. The property located at 7600 South Broadway was recently purchased by the owner of Haysville Rental Center located at 7560 South Broadway. This is a neighboring property for his existing business, and he is requesting to do a zone change from AAA Single Family to F Light Industrial. The purpose of his request is to allow for, to increase his storage area for his outdoor equipment, rental equipment that he rents out, and also to allow easier access for customers to get in and out of the business safely. He reports, and some other reports from some callers who have contacted me, I don't know if I can't verify this, are reporting that sometimes trailers are stuck out in the middle of the road and they have difficulty getting into the facility as it is now. And so that is one of the reasons why he is looking at expanding his storage area. The lot in question, 7600, is it was an annexed area along with a few other lots at the time in 2003, October of 2003. And a protective overlay was placed on this particular property as well as a few others to allow for farm animals, dogs, cats, rabbits, bovine, cattle, horses, sheep, goats. That is what the protective overlay was actually established there. This allowed or changed the zoning to AAA single family. There's no other zoning history on this property because prior to the annexation, it was, of course, in Sedgwick County at that time. The services at 7600, there are no utilities located on the property at all. All utility companies have verified that. They have no issues with the request from the property owner. But the Sedgwick County Fire Department is requesting that if the zone change does happen, that an access point is established on the property to allow easier access for them to get to the area, especially around the rental equipment. They also state that because on the property there's an existing very large metal shed, almost the size of a barn, but it is not occupied. It just has storage stuff in it, and it's quite a ways back on the eastern side of the property, kind of centered. They are requesting that if he does any changes to that building, that he goes through Sedgwick County Fire to meet current fire code, the currently adopted fire code at the time of change. As far as what it conforms to within the city limits or within the city, the comprehensive plan, of course, as you know, it identifies the area as being within the city limits. The adopted South Broadway corridor plan does recommend that this lot, as well as several others, be industrial. But the Haysville land use plan identifies the lot as being dual zoning, both neighborhood mixed use and commercial mixed use. And that is from the land use map plan. And I am ready for any, and I did want to add that AAA single family, there is quite a bit in regards to conditional uses that you can have in AAA single family, including industrial types of businesses, to include asphalt, concrete, plants, mining or quarrying, which are both allowed in light industrial, as well as oil and gas drilling, rock crushing, which are not allowed in light industrial. And I am ready for any questions you may have.
No, before that.
Mhm.
I need to formally open the public hearing to consider zone change case from AAA Single Family to F Light Industrial for the property at 7600 South Broadway. Have any planning commissioners had any outside contacts regarding this case?
No.
Do any members of the commission have a conflict of interest in this case?
No.
Have you received any other written or phone calls about
I
this
have
case?
received phone calls.
Okay, before, present those as part of the staff report that you've mostly gone through already, but that includes the utilities that you've already discussed,
Yes.
previous land uses. Go ahead with your,
The phone calls the phone calls I received were actually 3 phone calls. One was from Gerald Blood, who owns quite a few properties east of the lot, and northeast of the lot. And he was just curious. He wanted more clarification on where it was, and he actually came to visit me in my office. He
are his
said,
properties inside the industrial park?
yes.
Okay.
He said he has no issues with the requested zone change. I also received a call from a Mr. Paul Beach, who lives, I believe, over on Twin Pines. And he just wanted a better understanding of what the zoning districts were, what is entailed in each different classification of the zoning districts. And then yesterday I did receive a call after the second letter was sent out for for tonight, who just, again, wanted to know more, and he, of course, has no objections to it.
Okay. The applicant wish to speak or stand for questions?
I'll make a quick comment. Excuse me, Ron Grieving, 7560 South Broadway, Haysville, Middle. And like Rosa mentioned, this will hopefully will solve a couple of problems for me. The first one being that we are out of space. It's a good problem. We've grown, we've expanded, so this will allow me to do some additional growth and expansion. The second problem is a safety issue. Like she mentioned, we've had several fender benders in the parking lot because people pull in and people are backing out. We've had several very near misses where people will start to pull in with a trailer. They'll see that they've got congestion because I want to get one way in and one way out. They'll stop, and we've had several semis get real close. So initially what we want to do is put a couple of fences or gates to the south, and I can turn in and out. That'd be one way in, another way out, and then ultimately to expand to the south with a fenced area to continue expansion.
So this is primarily for additional outdoor storage?
Yes.
You're not doing anything with the building?
No.
You are
No,
doing
the
it?
building, it's just like, there's just a miscellaneous junk, there's a wood floor,
I'm just making sure everybody's clear on what's happening.
Yeah,
You're also adding additional, I'm assuming, parking stalls and a drive?
Yeah, we haven't figured out how we're gonna do that, but yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
But what you're describing is you're building in the middle, you're buying the piece to the north,
South.
south of you. So are you you're gonna have a U shape?
We'll be able to drive in, and then we'll have a gate to where they can drive out, so.
Okay. Anybody else have questions for the applicant?
Yeah, your frontage, what's your frontage on Broadway? Of the
I think
lot?
I have it right at 130 feet. I
Okay.
currently have 130 feet.
Your existing is 130, what would it be with this?
I think we
Yeah.
got an additional, I got a plot here, but I think we have an additional 600, I think, all the way down. It's an L-shaped lot.
Do you go clear to the farmhouse south?
Yeah.
Okay, that whole lot area there?
Right. You can see
Okay.
where he drives in currently now.
Yeah.
That's the start, that's the stop of that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Any more questions for the applicant?
Okay.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for consideration.
Now it's time for any member of the public to speak, if there are any that wish to speak. Take that as a no. Public comment portion of the public hearing is now closed, and the floor is open to commissioners' comments. Any general discussion?
I'd like to see it. I utilize his business sometimes, and he's right. If there's a heck of a problem, I'm not a very good driver. I'm pulling the trailer, I cut corners, so I'd like to see it.
So we need to get this fixed so that you can
I'd
stop.
like
stop me
to
from-
see it fixed so I don't
Okay.
bend my truck.
from a general standpoint, going from single A family to light industrial,
AAA.
AAA single family to light industrial, normally would give me more concern, but right against the industrial park where you're at and the nature of your business, I don't have any concerns at this point. Does anybody else have any?
I have one question.
Yep.
The farm just south of you now, does he have any heartburn with what you're doing? Has he made any statements, or have you had?
I've not heard anything from him. You know, he
Okay.
comes over and he rents stuff and gets settling gases from us. I haven't heard of anything.
He was notified through our regular process.
Okay, well, that's-
If he had a problem, he had
Yeah.
every opportunity to come here.
Yeah, I just was wanting to ask the question, because I've seen him in your business
Right,
before.
he
so-
comes in, but yeah.
Okay,
Yes. And he was definitely notified via certified mail as well as first-class mail after the non-quorum last time. And I believe his primary structure, his residence, is about 250 feet away from the property line?
yeah,
South
yeah,
of it?
it's, thank you.
Looks like it was also recommended this be industrial according to the South Broadway corridor plan anyway.
Yeah.
That's correct.
The only difference was the front part of that was slated to be mixed-use commercial, neighborhood mixed use.
Correct. Whereas the back half is the commercial mixed use.
Right.
Well, and that's on the land use plan, yes.
Yes. Any other discussion? I would entertain a motion then.
A motion to pass or approve.
Second. I have a motion and second to approve as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you. No old business. Is there any correspondence and informational reading?
I have none.
Any committee updates?
No,
No committee updates from Deb?
no.
No off agenda?
I do have one item to an announcement.
Okay.
That's okay? All right. On June 4th, 2019, at 7 o'clock in the courtroom, in front of the police station, I will be conducting a flood safety awareness meeting for the public. It is a way to show the public what they can do in the event of a flood, what they can do for their property. It's part of our CRS program, our Community Rating System program, that we are currently, thank goodness, still in. And I just needed to make that announcement and let everybody know. Please come on out, it is free, and I'm hoping to maybe make some goodies for people to eat.
Well, that's this coming June 4th.
June 4th at 7 o'clock.
Okay. Thank you. No other off agenda, item 9.
Second.
I have a motion and a couple seconds to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you, everybody.